Tonight on News 13.
With just one day until elections, a candidate running for Schuylkill County Sheriff is making an apology. I'll explain why coming up.
City council candidates have gone negative this year with their ads, how it could affect the polls tomorrow. I'll have that story.
It's National Adoption Month and there are a lot of kids who are in need of a home. I'll have that story coming up.
This is News 13 Now.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to News 13 Now. I'm Kathy Bazinski. It's been a rough race for local sheriff in Schuylkill County with plenty of controversy. A fiery ex-police chief who got fired from his job is asking voters to write him in. And on Friday, another candidate was arrested. As Matthew Petrillo tells us, he's now making an apology.
So while it looks like what I did was wrong, I was under a lot of pressure, and not being supported by the party wholeheartedly does put a lot of strain on one's campaign.
Reading from a prepared statement at a press conference today in Pottsville, Patrick Reynolds says he's sorry.
I am only human.
Reynolds is running for Schuylkill County Sheriff, but police have recently pressed charges against him. They say he pulled a gun on a repo man who was trying to repossess his car for late payments. Reynolds now faces charges of assault, making terroristic threats, and lying to authorities. That's despite the position he's running for is to uphold the law.
Because I want to see change in the office. There's a lot of things that go on in this county that need to be changed in the sheriff's department.
But he isn't the only one making an apology. Terminated Gilberton Police Chief Mark Kessler is also asking for the public's forgiveness.
If you didn't get enough the first time around, go yourself and get some more.
Mark Kessler is also running for Schuylkill County Sheriff, although you won't see his name on the ballot. The former Gilberton police chief who was terminated after posting racy YouTube videos is running as a write-in independent candidate.
I made my fair share of mistakes in life.
He posted this apology just a few days ago.
If elected sheriff, I'll take that very serious, and I'll make some very good changes in this county. As far as the Second Amendment, as far as the background check policy.
Kessler and Reynolds are facing incumbent Democratic Sheriff Joseph Grudy. He wasn't available for comment today, but the two other candidates say they should be voted in because the office needs change.
I personally still believe that I'm the best candidate that there is, even though I have charges pending against me.
Voters will decide that Tuesday. Matthew Petrillo, News 13, Pottsville.
It's one of the more negative local campaigns Greater Hazleton has seen in quite a while, and it featured dueling, sometimes nasty TV ads. Christina Papa took a look at how the rough and tumble campaign strategy could help or hinder the candidates when voters cast their ballots.
Jack, when are you going to start thinking of us instead of yourself?
Hazleton City Council members are getting gutsy running ads that call out their competitors.
Let's stop enabling takers and demand those on council to start giving back to us, the taxpayers.
Council President Jim Perry is running for re-election. He says his strategy to grab the voters' attention with the facts.
So we're very open, and everything we put out there is definitely supported by factual information.
But he's also called out his opponent, Jack Mundy, and Mundy's running partner, David Sosar. The running partners have been taking the brunt of Perry's new comparison ads that have been running on local stations and in the newspaper.
They are lies. All the ads that are on those commercials are all lies. This addresses each one of them.
Councilmember Jack Mundy recently had his own ad with David Sosar.
Dave Sosar and Jack Mundy, are interested in moving Hazleton
a rebuttal against Perry's ads. So why call out your opponent's flaws?
We use these kind of ads because they work. We know they have an impact on voters.
Positive or negative, the experts say there is an effective way to create an attack ad.
I like to use contrast ads where you reflect in part of the ad on the positives of your candidate and then point out some points about the opponent that don't match up to those.
Political consultant Ed Mitchell has helped candidates win for decades. He says a good comparison attack ad should be a believable ad.
Well, no, this isn't true. Or if you put stuff up that is blatantly over the top, people are going to be skeptical of it. In fact, there may be even a blowback against the guy who's putting that on the air.
While the viewers may be sick of the campaign trail tricks, Mitchell says they'll continue to air. But it's up to the voters to believe them or not. Christina Papa, News 13, Greater Hazleton.
And of course, News 13 Now will be live with all the results of the county municipal races on election night tomorrow night, November 5th, starting at 8 p.m. Up to the minute coverage of returns from Luzerne and Schuylkill counties only on News 13 and SSPTV. Hazleton State Police are investigating a fatal one-car crash that happened sometime overnight in Hazel Township. They say that Edward Cabezas Bonilla was killed in that rollover crash that happened late Sunday or early Monday morning along Commerce Drive in Humboldt. They say it appeared he lost control of the vehicle, which then went off the road, down an embankment, and rolled over in a construction staging area full of cement barriers. Cabezas Bonilla was trapped in that vehicle. Emergency crews were dispatched to the scene about 7:30 this morning when a passerby noticed the car off the road. Well, there are children all across our region who don't have loving homes. This is National Adoption Month, and as Samantha Galvez tells us, Catholic Social Services held a special event on Sunday to spread awareness about the importance of adoption and foster parenting.
Why did you adopt?
I always wanted children.
Diane Gregoire is here for one main reason.
I came to donate time with my children. Where they were with Catholic Social Service, I wanted them to put their time in.
She says it's events like these that make all of her work as a foster and adoption mother come full circle.
There are so many children in foster care that are in need of permanent homes. Every child deserves a loving home and a good family. So hopefully today one of these families will get some information and find that perfect child and give them a home.
Catholic Social Services provides several programs for those looking to adopt or become foster parents. Amanda said the point of holding this celebration is to get the word on adoption out.
There's a lot of children out there that really need a good home, and I think it's a great thing to do.
This year marks the 75th year that Catholic Social Services has been serving the greater Hazleton area. And while a lot of people only think that young children are in need of adoption, what a lot of people don't realize is the number of teenagers who are in need of a home.
A lot of people are afraid of adopting older children. They're just like everyone else. They deserve a home and they need a loving home.
With lots of food and vendors supporting the event, guests were able to learn more about adoption and also get a jump start on Christmas shopping.
If it's something you really want to do, do it.
Samantha Galvez, News 13, Hazleton.
Still ahead on News 13 now. Looking ahead to Election Day, we should have some fair, crisp conditions, then a quick November warm-up. We'll tell you all about it in News 13 weather. But first, unfortunately, the chilly weather is here to stay, and we'll have some info for those who need help heating their homes this winter. Tell you all about it coming up on News 13 now.
You're watching News 13 Now, local and loving it. You're watching News 13 Now on SSPTV. Brought to you by Samson Productions and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
The Assistance Office in Hazleton was a busy place today as it began accepting applications for the assistance program that helps heat homes around the area. The Department of Public Welfare began taking applications for LIHEAP, the Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program, today. The grant offers assistance to low-income families who need help keeping warm. Homeowners and renters with broken heating equipment, lack of fuel, or who have had their utility service terminated are eligible for that crisis grant once the heating season begins. People can apply for the program at their local assistance office. You can get more information, apply at the address at the bottom of your screen. Well, temperatures are dropping. We set our clocks back to standard time this weekend, and as homeowners turn up the heat this season, local firefighters want to remind them to make sure their smoke detectors are working properly. Every year, firefighters use the end of daylight savings time to remind homeowners to check their smoke and carbon monoxide detectors. It's critical to test both types of detectors regularly and to replace the batteries in battery-operated units at least once every 6 months. Firefighters also urge homeowners to have their heating units serviced at least once a year, along with their chimney.
But it's also a good habit that if you are a renter to check your detectors, make sure they are working, and they are working properly and installed properly. And for homeowners, again, we just encourage you to make sure you do have working smoke detectors, and also along with the carbon monoxide detector, because it is getting cold out, and with the change in temperatures, everybody's heating units are starting to kick on. So we want to make sure that their heating units are serviced and that they have a working carbon monoxide detector.
Now, the Hazleton Fire Department has a limited amount of free smoke detectors for homes in need. Contact the fire company for more info.
Time now for News 13 weather.
And in tonight's weather shot, we're local and loving it right in News 13's backyard along Church Street in Hazleton, where the leaves piled on the ground. Sure sign we're in the month of November. Checking the National Weather Service radar, not that much going on here. Skies will stay relatively clear, and that opens them up for cooler temperatures, especially at night. And here's News 13 weather from the National Weather Service. First for Greater Hazleton for tonight, increasing clouds with a low down to freezing, 32 degrees. And for Tuesday, Election Day, mostly cloudy but not so bad, a high near 47 degrees. Get out and vote. Overnight low just dropping to around 42. For Wednesday, cloudy with a high near 56. Slight chance of showers at night with the low around 48. Then for Thursday, rain with a high up to 56 degrees. Some showers at night with a low dropping to 33. Then for Friday, mostly sunny, maybe a chance of showers, but a high of 45 degrees. Heading over to Schuylkill County for tonight, mostly cloudy with the low dropping to 30. Then for Tuesday, mostly cloudy with a high up to 51 degrees, the overnight low around 36. On Wednesday, partly sunny with a high near 58. Chance of showers at night with a low around 46. And for Thursday, cloudy showers likely, but the high climbing all the way to 61 degrees. And those showers are going to continue at night and it is going to cool down to around 36. Then for Friday, it'll be mostly sunny with a high near 48 degrees. Well, over the weekend, people played bingo for designer prizes to help raise money for kids battling cancer. Folks turned out in droves for the worthy cause and the chance to snag some beautiful handbags. Students at Penn State Hazleton played host to a Coach Bag Bingo fundraiser, which in turn benefited their biggest fundraiser, Thon, which helps kids with pediatric cancer. A variety of Coach bags and purses were given away as prizes to the lucky winners.
It's for the kids. I mean, cancer is a terrible thing to go through, and especially when you think about, a little kid going through it or a family going through it. So we want to donate as much money as possible to help those families that are going through this and help the kids, get back on their feet. Every little bit counts, especially since it goes to the kids.
Cost to register was only $25. All proceeds benefited the Four Diamonds Fund, which supports kids being treated at the Hershey Medical Center. If you'd like to help, you can make a donation by visiting the website at the bottom of your screen. Another special event over the weekend helped support the wishes of a special little girl who lost her battle with cancer earlier this year. Little Adriana Bartol, who passed away in February, had a wish that kids could get all they could imagine on Christmas. That wish remained alive at the special Women Who Whine fundraiser this weekend. It was an evening of shopping and socializing aimed at raising money to buy Christmas gifts for children in need. 30 vendors were on hand and raffle gift baskets were given away as prizes. Admission was free, but everybody was asked to make a donation to help Adriana's dream come true.
I asked her what she wanted for Christmas, and she said, all I want is for all my friends in the hospital to have toys on Christmas morning. And she passed away in February, and I promised her that we would keep it going no matter what. So to see the community come out and help like this, it's wonderful.
And if you would like any information on how to donate toys, you can visit the web address at the bottom of your screen. Let's check the winning midday lottery numbers. Good luck if you played. The daily 043, Big 4 5917, Quinto 90631, and the treasure hunt 11 14 19 26 30. Hope you won.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's social news. First tonight, happy birthday to Jennifer Barnasevich. She's from Beaver Meadows. This wish comes with love from your family and friends. Tonight's Talk of the Town report, Cunningham United Methodist Church will be holding a rummage and bake sale on Friday, November 8th from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Bag Day is Saturday, November 9th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Church is located on Main Street in Cunningham. For more information, please call 570-788-3960. And finally, join volunteers from Catholic Social Services as they try to raise money to construct the St. Francis Commons, a 30-unit homeless veterans housing project. The main event will be Saturday, November 9th at Genetti Manor in Dixon City. The Poets will be performing their 50th anniversary concert. For more information about this event, please call 570-348-4921. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Elizabeth M. Salata, formerly of Partysville. Mass is Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. in the Queen of Heaven Parish at Our Lady of Grace Church. There will be no public viewing. The Joseph A. Moran Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Anne Felon Quinn of Freeland. Funeral is Saturday at 9:30 a.m. from the McNulty Funeral Home. Friends make all Saturday from 8 to 9:30 a.m. Margaret M. Verano of Hazleton. Mass is Wednesday at 10 a.m. in the Good Shepherd Church. Friends may call at the church from 9:30 to 10 a.m. Arrangements are under the direction of the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Helen F. Slattery, formerly of Hazleton. Funeral is Tuesday at 10 a.m. in the parish of St. Cyril Methodius at the Church of St. Joseph. Friends may call Tuesday from 9 to 10 a.m. Arrangements are under the direction of the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. And Robert J. Kiefer, formerly of Hazleton. Memorial is Thursday at 11:30 a.m. in the Our Lady of Good Counsel Church. Friends may call Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. at the James J. McGee Funeral Home. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop located on 15th Street in Hazleton. For delivery to all local funeral homes, call 570-454-0111. And also brought to you tonight by Leonard's Fine Dining, 615 East Broad Street in Hazleton. In your time of need, let Leonard's help you plan a funeral, brunch, or luncheon. Call 570-501-9600.
This is News 13 Sports.
Strange day in the NFL yesterday, and it involved a couple of the regional teams anyway. Philadelphia Eagles topping that list. You know, here's a team that went more than 8 quarters without scoring an offensive touchdown going into yesterday's game. Tough road game, on the road, cross country, Oakland Coliseum. And what happens? Well, Nick Foles ties the NFL all-time record by firing 7 touchdown passes. 7! That is absolutely incredible. He threw for over 400 yards, and I know the cynics are out there now saying there's no way Michael Vick should get anywhere near the starting job again. I didn't disagree with that when they signed Michael Vick, and a great athlete. Just never thought he was an upper echelon NFL quarterback. I think Foles is the guy, do or die at this point. But the Eagles run away from the Raiders. I guess if you're a long-standing Philadelphia Eagle fan, this takes some of the sting away from the 1981 Super Bowl. I don't know, just throwing it out there. Well, you know, the Jets still dreaming of Super Bowls, and it'll be played right there in suburbs of New York, and the Jets, 26-20 winners over the Saints. So figure this Jets team out. They beat the Patriots, now they beat the Saints, but they've had a couple of ugly losses as well, so stay tuned. Speaking of, how about the Pittsburgh Steelers? Is it safe to say that we can forget about the Steelers' playoff chances this year again? I mean, they got rolled in New England yesterday. Steelers giving up 55 points. And what really hurts here is you look, Roethlisberger threw for over 400 yards, just like Nick Foles did, but nowhere close to the win because you aren't going to win a lot of games when you give up 55 points. Well, tonight I don't think you'll see 55 points on the board combined. You got the Bears, you got the Packers. That's the Monday night game, and the way these have been going, this is as good a matchup as we've seen in a long time this season. NBA, hey, how about the Sixers? Off and rolling. Better enjoy it, Sixer fans, but hey, give them credit. They've played well coming out of the chute. They are entertaining. The Warriors of Golden State, who, if you're at least 55 years old, will remember, played in Philadelphia at one time. In the American Hockey League, there are 30 teams in the American hockey circuit, and right now, the team with the best record of those 30, well, they reside right here in Luzerne County. We're talking about the Wilkes-Barre-Scranton Penguins, who not once but twice took it to their long-standing rival Hershey Bears. And if you are a true die-in-the-wool Pens fan, you got to love that not only are the Pens on top of the East Division in the Eastern Conference, the Hershey Bears are all the way in the cellar, 5th place. Again, we keep telling you when it's October, November, way too early to get crazy about this, but hey, you'd rather have a real good start than a real bad one, and the Pens are certainly doing that, so they're going to make it very interesting, as they do all season long. And you know, we're going to have a little break here because high school sports, except for the state playoffs, well, they're done until we get on the other side of Thanksgiving.
Election Day Eve is upon us. The candidates want to get in their last plea for your vote, so tonight's show will be abbreviated, which means short. Hi, everybody. This is Trivia Treats. On this very day, November 4th, 2001, 49 days after 9/11, the Yankees were only 3 outs away from winning their 4th straight World Series. But in Game 7, the Diamondbacks scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 9th to win 3-2 at Bank One Ballpark in Phoenix. That happened 12 years ago. This happened 54 years ago in 1959. Heisman Trophy winner Billy Cannon of LSU, with his team losing 3-0 to Mississippi, fielded a bouncing punt at his own 11-yard line at Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge late in the fourth quarter. The LSU halfback absorbed several hits from the first wave of tacklers, then broke into the clear after breaking at least 4 tackles and raced up the right sideline for a tremendous, breathtaking 89-yard return to give LSU a 7-3 win over Ole Miss. In my opinion, that was the greatest and most important punt return of all time. And if you are a staunch Penn State fan, you certainly should remember this one. It happened in 1994. Penn State east passed Indiana 35-29 at Indiana exactly 19 years ago tomorrow. They were up 35-7 halfway through the final stanza. But then the Hoosiers erupted for 22 points in the final 6.5 minutes, which made the score 35-29. Because of the narrow margin of victory, the Nittany Lions fell from number 1 to number 2 in the AP poll. Penn State finished that season 12-0, including a 38-20 victory over Oregon in the Rose Bowl, but ended up runner-up in the 2 polls that determined the national champion. The Nebraska Cornhuskers, with a 13-0 record, which included a 24-17 win over third-ranked Miami in the Orange Bowl, finished number 1. Good luck to all candidates. Get out and vote tomorrow, and I'll see you on Friday right here. Till then, be a good sport and stay loose.
Well, you might think the Halloween fun was all over last Thursday, but not so. A group of runners dressed up in Halloween costumes and ran to benefit healthy communities in Schuylkill County this weekend. The first annual Halloween Hustle 5K run benefited a number of health and wellness services in the area. All the money went to Schuylkill County's nonprofit organization Vision, which promotes a healthy lifestyle for everybody who lives in Schuylkill County.
We're very pleased with the turnout for our first time and to have this many runners, and we had beautiful weather, and Landingville has been gracious enough to host us and help us with this course. And we have such excellent resources here in Schuylkill County, a beautiful trail here next to the river for people to enjoy for a whole number of recreation purposes.
Over 70 runners had the opportunity to enjoy the nice weather as well as the scenic view along the Schuylkill River. Prizes were awarded to those with the best costumes and fastest running time.